Hello, good morning everybody. Today I'll tell you another trick of remembering the standard angle values of trigonometry without even using the table. It will be on your fingertips. So I put a model of a hand indicating that it's your finger. Suppose this is your finger. This is your trigonometry. The part 3, third session for trigonometry. Now taking this as a hand, your hand. Calling this as your 0 degree. This finger we will call as 30 degree. This we will call 45 degree, 60 degree, and a 90 degree. So the fingers have got the names of the degrees of trigonometry: 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. Right? Now, on the clockwise side of a particular finger, suppose I have picked up this finger, 45 degree finger, and I will calculate the value of sine of 45 and cos of 45 degree. Okay, so for finding the sine value, we look onto the clockwise direction. Clockwise direction will be called the sine values from this place, and anti-clockwise will be called the cosine values from this point. Now, how we calculate? Count the number of fingers from this indicated finger. This is indication of 45 degree. On the left side, we have got 2. So take the square root of this 2 and divide it by 2. This is the value. So now we can write root 2 and this 2 cancels as becomes 1 by root 2. Similarly, on the left of it, for the anti-clockwise direction, how many fingers are there? There are 2 fingers again. So it is again 2. Take the square root on the numerator and divide it by 2. So this also gives you 1 by root 2. Now if I take 30 degree, suppose 30 degree is selected. So for 30 degree, I will write in a different color. 30 degree on this side is sine and on this side will be cos. So for sine of 30 degree, how many fingers are there on the clockwise direction? There are only one finger. Square root of 1 is 1 and divide by 2. So the answer is 1 over 2. Similarly, on the other side, to find the value for the cos, I write cos of 30 degree, and how many fingers are there? Now 1, 2, 3 fingers are there, because now I have picked up this as the index finger. So cos of 30 has got 3 on the anti-clockwise direction or the left side. So root over of 3 and again divide by 3, 2 is root 3 by 2 is the value for cos. Now if I pick up another angle, say 60 degree. So what is the value for 60 degree? I pick up 60 degree and write the value for sine of 60 degree. Sine will be on this side. How many fingers are there? 1, 2 and 3. So write 3 and then the square root divide by 2. Similarly for cos, what you will do? Count the number of fingers on the left. It is 1. Square root of 1 is 1 and divide by 2. So it is half. So this is the value for sine. This is the value for sine and cos of 30 degree, and this is the value for sine and cos 45 degree. Similarly, you can find the value for 0 degree as well. For 0 degree, what will happen? Sine of 0 is sine 0 degree. Value will be how many fingers are on the other side of this thumb finger? 0. So it is 0 divided by 2. So the answer is 0. For cos, what will be the answer? Cos 0? Cos 0, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 is divided by 2. So the answer is 1. The cos of 0 is 1. Now, similarly for 90 degree, when you look at 90 degree, sine of 90, I write here, sine of 90 degree is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fingers. Square root of 4 divided by 2. That is 2 by 2 is equal to 1. Sine 90 is 1. Similarly, cos of 90. Cos of 90 on the left side of 90 degree finger, there is no finger. So it is 0 over 2. So what we get is a 0 here. So you understood? It's so simple to find the values of standard angle using any of your fingers. Only thing, start from thumb 0, 30, 45, 60, 90 and then counting the fingers for a particular angle. How many are there on the right of it, how many are there on the left of it, or the clockwise and anti-clockwise, and then write the numerator as the square root of the number of fingers divided by 2. That's so simple. Okay. Now I'll tell you something about the convention of the angles. As per the trigonometry, we have certain convention. As in the case of graphs, we have some convention of drawing a graph. You know, when you are drawing a graph, what we do is two axes meet at the origin. This is called the x-axis and this is called the x bar. This is called y and this is called the y bar. So this is the main two axes, x-axis and y-axis, primarily dividing the whole piece of paper into 4 quadrants. What are these quadrants? This is number 1, we call it. This is number 2, we call. This we call as number 3 and this we call as number 4. Here from origin onto the right side is all positive. Origin onto the top along the y-axis is positive. Similarly, origin to the left is negative and origin to the down is negative in y direction. This is the graphical convention. Now finding an angle, suppose I got a angular line like this, OP is one ray which is tracing an angle of theta degree like this. N is the point here. Now ON will be positive, PN will be positive, right? And OP is also positive. For tracing the angle, as per the trigonometric convention, wherever we put this point P, anywhere in these quadrants, it will be always positive. That means line length OP is always treated as positive. But if this ON is coming here, like this is always positive. So this is P1, or say P2. This was P1 and now it is N, or you call it as N2. This was N1. Now taking another ray here, calling this as P3 and drop the perpendicular here, and similarly take another ray here calling as P4, drop a perpendicular here. Now looking at this, you see OP is always positive, this is positive, this is positive. So all the ratio of trigonometry will be positive because sine is, we know, sine is equal to P by H, perpendicular over hypotenuse. This is the perpendicular, this is hypotenuse, both are positive. Cos is also positive because it is B over H. So B is positive, H is positive. Tan is called P over B. So perpendicular and base both are positive. So everything is positive. We write positive here. If sine is positive, reciprocal of that, cosec is positive, cos is positive, sec is positive, tan is positive, cot is positive. Looking here, ON is negative, but this is positive, this is positive. So what will happen? The sine ratio will become negative. A sine will be all positive here. Then cos will be negative because base is negative. and tan will also be negative because it also requires a base. Here, ON is negative, PN is negative, or P3N is negative, but OP ray is always positive, right? So we are tracing the angle like theta 1, then this is theta 2, this is theta 3, and theta 4 like that. So it depends on how much angle we are tracing. So you understood this. This is sine positive, all sine, then there will be tan positive here, the remaining will be negative, and here will be cos positive. So the easiest ways to remember this type of sign convention in trigonometry is we divide this like this and call it as all sine tan cos. And the easiest way to remember this is we write all silver teacup. Either you remember like this or you remember all students take coffee. It's easier to remember. A stands for the first quadrant, S stands for the second, T for the third, C for the fourth. Remember this goes like this, anti-clockwise. All sine, tan, cos. All students take coffee. So this is the way how we remember this concept. Thank you. We'll discuss more in the next lecture.